Apologies for that, guys. Just got some bad news over the phone, and I had to deal with that. So we're back. We're back. So yeah, what were we saying? I don't have anything for you at the moment. Check back later. Wait, he doesn't? I thought it was like a... Wasn't there a vendor here? The man bows deeply before you, esteemed Fatebinder Shino 7. With so many hours spent in the forge, we artisans are a bit prone to gossip. Needless to say... Hey man, what's up? Needless to say, the Fatebinder of the Mountain Spire has been the subject of many conversation while working the bellows. He fidgeted with his hammer anxiously for a moment before lowering his voice. If I may be so bold, I have a question for you. Ask away. Praxis' eyes light up with the same intensity of the forge behind him. From where does Kairos' power truly stem? Is it from the magic of edicts? Is it from archons? Or perhaps from the loyal subjects and their toil? Edicts are the crux of Kairos' power. Powerful magic that can shape the very landscape gives Kairos dominion over our reality. I hadn't considered that. When the winds can be stirred... You're from Korea. Awesome. Hey, man. When the winds can be stirred by her every utterance, who's to question or control? Praxis quietly nods to himself for a moment, almost forgetting you were ever there. My apologies for indulging myself in the philosophical. Is there anything I can do for you? What have you made for me? Nothing. So, okay, so all I need to do is show up at one of the places, and it gathers everything from all these places into one single spot. So I don't even have to go to the other ones unless I actually need to. Show me what you have for sale. Ravager. Now, Pirestering Bow. Nope, you got nothing for me. But I do have tons of stuff for you. Tons. Oh, I forgot to check these. Did I just give him the shield? Yeah, we'll keep that. We'll keep that. It's good. Oh, also, we need to sell some more stuff. Here we go. That... Can I sell quest items? Probably not, right? Nah. Cool. Okay. Man, we're rich now. Super rich. Super duper rich. How's it going in Korea right now? Must be pretty interesting. Meow. That's snow, guys. Okay. We're gone. We are gone. We don't have to go back here. We somehow have to go here. Although, what's our quest right now? Return to Bled and Mark at Ashweld. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go through the, I'm gonna go here. Oh, I can't go to Awning Rock. We'll go here then. Let's go. Talk to our friend here. When you step forward in anticipation of Bled and Mark's arrival, you notice that your shadow doesn't step with you. Instead, it slithers and slides along the ground, rising slowly, filling and taking shape until the Archon stands whole before you. His golden eyes rove you up and down, seeming to burn right through you as he assesses your newfound power.
So, you found the Azure Shield. You're now the inheritor of one of the Tyr's most prized relics. Assuming you remember half of what I've taught you, there should be a few left in the Tyrs that could best you in a duel. But just to be safe, let's give it a quick test, shall we?
Raise your shield. He darts for you, daggers drawn, covering the distance faster than should be humanly possible. He pops from shadow to shadow around you deftly, without uttering a sound before striking at last for your back. But having anticipated, lured, the angle of his slash, you're easily able to wrench the shield around in time, deflecting the edge of his blade with a loud screech. A sort of assuredness fills you in response, warm and heady magic from the relic, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that so long as you alter your defense, you won't be able to touch you.
Impressive. You're faster now than when we last fought.
While most Fatebinders gleaned their proficiency in combat through extended training with the Fatebinder of Balance, Callio, you were one of the few recruits of your year promising enough to undergo additional, more intensive tutelage under Bled and Mark. Of your 5-person wholly immersive survival class, you were the only one to crawl away with both your life and limbs still intact. He shadow walks, or rather runs. He lunges, he pops, jabs, and sifts and stabs for several more attempted attacks. At last, yielding, he slinks back.
Well, that was fun, but that's enough for now. We have other matters to discuss. Do not forget, the Dauntless remains to be claimed in the Blade Grave.
I know the regions of Stalwart hoarded many relics. Perhaps I should look in the Blade Grave.
A wise place to start your search. The bronze blade, known as the Dauntless, was the finest weapon in all of Stalwart. Though the blade was born for the battlefield and claimed many disfavored lives, it's since gone missing, last seen during the spat at Sentinel's stand. I will see to it that the disfavored patrols are reduced or led astray so that you might travel through the Blade Grave. When you're ready, meet me here once more. We'll discuss what's next.
The few patches of color on the Archon begin to darken as the edges of his form ripple and blur, diffusing into an intangible blackness. Farewell. Okay. Okay, we have a new quest now. We have to go to the Blade... Sentinel Stand. I can go to the outskirt or straight to the thing. This battered fortress is the historic home of Stalwart's ruling families, the Regents. Protected by 2 massive walls, it was never taken during the conquest. Frustrated with the siege, Kairos issued an edict that severely damaged the castle and left it encased within a massive perpetual tornado. Oh boy, okay. Through the billowing dirt and rust kicked up by the Edict of Storm, you make out the shifting silhouettes of a small group ahead of you. Appearing lightly armed and armored, the group pulls 2 carts in their wake. They haven't noticed you through the maelstrom. Allow them to... No, hail them. Wary of your presence, the travelers halt when you hail them and await your approach. Their emaciated faces make it clear that hunger has left them weak. One step forward to explain that they're scavengers from Old Stalwart, hoping to trade their haul in exchange for food for their families. You glance at their goods, reveal that they're carrying remnants of bronze and iron arms, likely scrounged from the Blade Grave. The leader of the group, head bowed deeply in deference, asks if they may pass. We're going to be good to them. Guide them. Escorting the travelers, you lead them through the ragged wastes to the Blade's Grave broken border. They thank you profusely for your assistance, swearing to spread the word of your fairness to others in Stalwart. Their leader shows her appreciation with a few pieces of scraps before the group continues their march away from the Edict of Storm. Cool. See, guys, we don't always have to be a douche. You know, just sometimes.
So this was once Stalwart's greatest fortress. Kairos does enjoy sending a message.
He does.
Sorry, I can't.
Whoa, this map is huge compared to others. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it ends here. The armor, for sure. The moat that once encircled Sentinel Stand has long since succumbed to the harsh environment. Standing water and patches of moist dirt are all that remains. Oh, I can go here. Dude. Ah, there's nothing there. Too bad. Okay, the map is like made to look huge, but it's rather small. Nothing has changed. This is the very storm that shattered the unbroken and disfavored alike. Thank you for bringing me here, Fightbinder. Barrick regards the wind wall and the massive tornado around the inner keep, which is but a distant outline. Stratus Erodin, the last stalwart regent, cowers behind the wall of his castle, and we won't be able to reach him through the storm. This place brings back unpleasant memories. The sword Dauntless no doubt carved many a foe at this battleground. We should continue our search. Do you hear that? Be on your guard, Fightbinder. Taking a cautious step back, Ebb signs a rune in the air. You catch an odd sound in the wind, a low moan hidden within a cacophony of swirling dirt and metal debris. The cloud of dust seems to close in upon you. Within them, you see patches of glowing red. Banes? Banes? Okay. That is very odd. Oh, come on, man. Do the freaking attack, alright?
Get back here! Time together has not gone to waste.
You have to kill the dervish that's there. Oh, he leveled up. Sweet.
I'm fine. Just fine. I don't need
Frightened,
that
damn it.
scribe. Get back here. Come back and face me.
He healed up.
I'm enjoying this a little too much.
Boom! Okay, good. The Bane are gone, their unnatural cries silenced, leaving only the tornado's violence in your ear. As the dust cloud recede, you spot a crouched figure on the wall above.
Is my vision poor, or do I spy a figure atop the wall?
The wind wisps violently past, throwing bits of rock and metal past you along with the dust. So there's a guy up here. Janus.
On it. Sorry, I can't.
A soldier kneels behind the ruined parapets. You can tell by his raiment, old stalwart gear that he's an unbroken soldier. Yeah. He peers at you with a mixture of caution and curiosity. You handle the Bane well enough, but what brings you to this forsaken place? He pauses as recognition dawns in his eyes. You're the Frightbinder of Tunon, are you not? Pretty far removed from your perch in Vendrian's Well. What brings you to Sentinel Stand? He glances to the left and right, not the weather, I think. I've always wondered if the air was cleaner atop the spire. I take it you're getting awfully familiar with them, if the word I hear from Lethian's Crossing is any indication. I'm looking for the sword they call the Dauntless. Aye, I heard of it, but the task sounds like a fool's errand to me. One of Stalwart's region carried the Dauntless during the war, but either the wind or some battle swept the sword to places unknown. Hardly surprising. At their full strength, these winds can take skin from bone. He gestures to his stripped body at his feet. Come up here if you doubt it, not a pretty sight. I would have guessed you sought the entrance to Sentinel Stand and the imprisoned Northerners, like Graven Ash and his Ironclads. He purses his lips in thought. I guess wrong. Unless you've come to the Blade Grave to kill the last region and end the Edict of Storm, the Unbroken have no cause to help you. I resolved Kara's edict in the Burning Library. That ought to count for something. Maybe it does at that. You're not tied to Karas's apron strings as tightly as before, are you? Still, you strike me as one of those doing the right things for the wrong reason types, right? What do the Unbroken want? Sentinel Stand used to be a seat of pride from the Regent of Stalwart. These days it's a wind-blasted ruin, but it could be made an unassailable fortress for the Unbroken. If you could dispel these storms, he fingers the edge of a blade with longing. Kairos envisions us groveling in supplication, slowly eroding our culture like details carved in stone. We will not accept the meek vision of Stalwart. If I'm to die, it will happen upon the battlefield, defending our nation's future. Say the Unbroken gets through the storm. How are you gonna expect to breach the keep walls? It's no small challenge, true, but we've had a year to make preparations. He chuckles. Our alchemists cobbled together a nasty and unstable powder that explodes when thrown in quantity. Stalwart's Justice, I call it. Though the name hasn't stuck. We have enough stockpiled to blow a hole in the old walls if we set our minds to it. Okay. Why are you here? I drew the short straw. He chuckles and shakes his head. The Unbroken make a habit of patrolling the outer fortress in case the storm breaks or someone happens to emerge from the keep. If we could find a way to cross the wind wall, we could take back Sentinel Stand and defend our country from a position of power. In any case, nothing ever comes of our patrol. Something of a fool errands, if you ask me. I'd be surprised if the storm calmed in my lifetime. No one holds a grudge like Kairos. Why is the last region so important? His friendly expression sours. The region carried the bloodline of old Stalwart's ruling family. That link, any connection to the past really, carries a lot of weight. He sniffs. Maybe even too much. Of all the younger realms, Stalwart's ruling order has always been the most resistant to internal conflict. The flippant answer is to say they're all unthinking zealots, but put yourself in their footsteps. For all they've known, the regions have stayed off all foreign invasions for centuries, while every other realm in the tiers cannot boast the same. That's a damn respectable reputation, so it's hard to fault the common folk for being so devoted to their dynasties. To make matters worse, the bloodline is tied to Kairos' edict. As long as they live, the storm will continue to tear apart our country in the last of the regions. He points off towards the obscurity of the storm wall. It's trapped in there. I see your point. Stratus Erodin, the last region, is hiding behind Kairos' wind wall, pretending he still rules stalwart that was. First chance I get, I'm plunging my blade into his heart and ending this edict for good. Stalwart has suffered enough. What was that about disfavored prisoners? Before the Edict of Storm hit us last year, a stalwart patrol captured a company of disfavored. I know at least some of the prisoners made it to Sentinel's stand. No one's been in contact with the keep since the edict hit, but I have it on good authority that one of the prisoners was the daughter of Graven Ash. Barrick goes rigid and pointedly avoids your gaze. His armor creaks with subtle tension. Barrick, you alright? Nothing. We can discuss it later. I'm no military strategist, but it doesn't take one to know that the Archon of War holds his troops in high esteem. The regiment trapped in Sentinel's stand wouldn't execute one without trying to barter a deal, so there's at least a chance that the prisoners are still alive, don't you think? So how can I find the Dauntless? You likely won't, but you weren't the only one looking for the legendary blade either. Our leader, Matthias, aimed to get his hand on Dauntless too. We haven't seen him in some time. He takes note of the artifacts in your possession, his eyes widening during the appraisal, but you're clearly no stranger to picking up trinkets of incredible value, so perhaps Dauntless will not evade you for long. We have a good soldier out of Duskwatch Fort by the name of Agathon. You would likely know more about Matthias and the hunt for the Dauntless. The area around Duskwatch is crawling with Graven Ash's ironclad, so tread lightly. If you can help Agathon dispatch them, all the better. The scout tips his head and steps back from the parapet, vanishing into the obscurity of the storm.
On it.
Okay. This appeared to be the body of the unbroken champion you're looking for, but the Dauntless is nowhere to be found. So it was supposed to be there in the first place. Super interesting. Man, the lore in this world is amazing. Oh, hold on. Barrick is leveled up. I forgot. Let's give him that. Or yeah, let's take that one. That's fine. Save. Oh, this seems to be a dead end.
Can't do that.
Sentinel Stand Keep was once a proud, imposing structure. Now it stands as a mere shadow of its former glory. Okay, well, let's go back here then. Guys, I'm so pumped for Pillars 2, by the way. This is going to be so awesome. In Pillars 2, you can control a boat, and you literally control the boat. Like, you have a world map, and instead of having, like, predetermined location, like this one, where you click on a place, and you guys just, like, stroll there on his own, you actually have to manually move your boat to the areas and locations and try to find new stuff and fight pirates.